Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 17 years of broadcasting success, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for our radio audience here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com. We're glad that you all could be with us. Also, just tuning in to our friends around the world, thanks to iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcast. We're glad you all could be with us as well. Well, one of the things that we hear a lot about on this program, especially this year, are the problems that people have had when it comes to trying to either be able to own their own homes or even being able to have a relationship with banks. Our next guest is someone who understands that problem and has created something to make it a lot easier for people to be able to empower them as well as to have that financial freedom that they need. We're excited to welcome Khalid Parekh to our program today. Khalid is the founder of Fairbanking. We're going to talk to him not only about what it's been like for him to build a platform that can help people literally around the country, but also what it's able to do and what's exciting for him that he's looking forward to rolling out for you all as well. Khalid, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, glad to do it. So, Khalid, I think one of the things that I noticed when I was prepping for your segment is that your background has a lot to do with the work that you're doing right now with Fair Banking. How do you feel like your own immigrant experience kind of encouraged you to create Fair?
Yeah, so, as an Indian immigrant that came to the United States with $100 in my pocket, the first thing I experienced when I walked in, to the country is to open up a bank account. Well, typically as an immigrant, if you don't have a Social Security, you can't open up a bank account because they cannot verify you. As a technology guy, I knew that someday I had to solve this problem. So Fair is one of the premier banks that's allowing people, especially immigrants who are legally here in the country, to open up bank accounts with no Social Security. The way we do that is by using artificial intelligence and machine learning technology to verify your international documents and make sure that you are a good resident in the country, and then we open up your bank account. So that's the first problem we are solving as an immigrant, to allow people to open up bank accounts without a Social Security. The second problem that I'm solving for immigrants in this country is, America is made with immigrants. Starting from Christopher Columbus to the majority of the people, America as a country has a lot of immigrants coming, millions of immigrants coming every year. The first thing that the immigrants do when they come to the country, when they have an established life, is send money back home. Billions and billions of dollars go back home. So what we did was we created a platform for a Fair member to send money back home directly from their Fair experience with the highest currency exchange rate, where Fair does not make any money on the currency exchange rate, and the user and the recipient gets the most value for their money.
Wow. Well, it seems like, and we talk a lot about on this program, Khalid, about how, for one thing, our personal interests have a lot to do with what empowers us and inspires us when it comes to the work that we're able to do. But you also want to go, and you mentioned what you've been able to do for immigrants, but you also have been able to kind of look out for people who also have been marginalized as well. We're talking about people of color, people who sometimes feel as though they've been kind of shut out. What are you doing to kind of help them make the process of banking easier, as well as to help them to also be able to build their own wealth?
Correct. So an average American pays $329 in banking fees annually. Blacks and Latinos pay twice as much of those fees. The reason is because they don't have enough money in their checking accounts or their bank accounts to offset the minimum balance threshold that these banks have for them to maintain, for them to avoid the monthly maintenance fee. On top of that, these people who live paychecks to paychecks, when an unexpected bill comes and hits their account, they overdraft, and they end up paying $35 in overdraft fee and $15 in check return fee, right? People who have money in their account, they never go through this pain and suffering. But people who live paycheck to paycheck are looking forward to the next paycheck so they can pay their bills. They end up paying the most, in fees. So what FAIR, as the name, our name is our motto. What FAIR is doing is once you become a member of FAIR, you do not have to pay any fee, no overdraft fee, no check return fee, no ATM fee, and you don't have to maintain any single amount. You can have $0 and we will never charge you any fees to maintain a $0 account. The idea is for you to have the ability to have a bank account with no fees. The second thing, what we are doing with average Americans, we want FAIR to be America's premier wealth building bank. The way you do that is very simple, right? If you think about it, banking 101, it works on deposits and loans, meaning that people just put their money in a checking account, the banks charge them money to maintain that account, and then what the banks do is take that money in the back and then loan it out to other people and make 4 or 5% interest on it. So the users really don't, benefit from the money that's sitting in their accounts. What we have done is we have created FAIR's wealth building account that pays a user up to 4% annual dividend that's paid monthly into their bank account. So we have an insured wealth building account called, FAIR Wealth Account, and our consumers are basically able to make 4% annual return safely and create their wealth and grow their wealth.
Wow. Well, I think one of the things I was able to do, Khalid, and we're going to let our audience know, too, how they can be able to visit. I went to the website, bankwithfair.com, and everything is so easy to understand, I think, for one thing, but I think also so clear. I guess what a lot of people would wonder is, if FAIR is able to do this, why isn't that more people are doing it? So what has it been like for you to do just like what you've been doing in this conversation, Khalid, to be able to educate people as to how banks are able to profit and also what separates FAIR from them?
Yeah, so that's exactly, my background is not finance. I'm an engineer. I'm a tech guy. I'm programmed to solve problems, right? And I saw this disparity, of banks making billions and billions of dollars in fees from the consumers every year. So I wanted to solve this problem. So FAIR was created in mind that it's a pro-consumer subscription-based bank. We are fully transparent, and I'm hoping the best flattery is when somebody starts copying you. So I'm pretty sure that, the big banks are going to come out with a subscription-based model where it's completely transparent on what they charge you, if there is a charge, and, how they make the best product for their consumers.
Yeah. Well, on the website, I cheated because you have a what's coming up next section, but I will ask you for our audience, what new services, Khalid, are you most excited about offering from FAIR?
Yeah, so we want, again, our consumers to continue to create wealth. Well, one way to create wealth is by saving money by not paying large interest and large fees. So we have our no interest equity-based home and auto loans that's coming out for our consumers. And then we also have investments in retiring platform available, part of the membership to our consumers, where they can go in and and the systems basically gives them the best option for them to invest money. My goal is very simple. When you have hundreds or $200,000 in your bank account, the banks make you a private client. They roll out a red carpet for you, and they give you the best, most sophisticated financial tools. I want those same financial tools to be available to every single member of FAIR, no matter if you have $10 in your account or $10 million in your account. Because I believe if we do this right, every American can come out of that hole they're in, and we want to create wealth for every American.
Well, we definitely invite our audience to go to the website that I mentioned earlier, bankwithfair.com. That's bankwithfair.com to find out more information. Again, everyone, Khalid Parekh has been our guest today. I really appreciate you being on with us today, Khalid, and looking forward to having you back on the program again.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Look forward to it.
Thank you. All right, and we thank you, our audience, for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live, and let's go make today amazing. Take care.